Gruen episodes stay on ABC iView for years, so sometimes we have to future-proof our introduction. So let's just say Antarctica used to be a collection of ice at the bottom of the world with animals called penguins, which I miss but were surprisingly delicious. And Antarctica stars in this ad.
Antarctica whittles and shapes you into the husk of a person. My buddy and I set ourselves the goal of trying to ski from the edge of Antarctica to the South Pole and back completely unassisted. 2,275 kilometres. One of our major concerns with someone getting a severe injury, it's the small things that matter on a trip like this. Dental hygiene, general sanitary stuff. Colgate was the only option for me. You have to take the things you 100% trust. It's the line between life and death, really. Colgate has protected me my entire life. Of course I'm going to trust it down in Antarctica.
Oh, I can't wait for that exhibition. Stuff the British should have stolen. No, I'm really there to see the empty tub of Vaseline. It gets lonely in Antarctica. Colgate claims that equipment is on display at the Powerhouse Museum. The Powerhouse Museum told us, no, it's not. It's in storage, but we have a surprise. This is the toothpaste used by the person who put the original toothpaste in storage. That's very good. Todd, will a brush with death sell toothpaste?
Oh, God. I mean, I know both of those guys, and they're two young, good people with great teeth. But I can assure you that those teeth did not tug those sleds across Antarctica.
By the way, can I just say that's the most Todd thing you've ever said on the show. Like, they're two adventurers who've, like, hiked across Antarctica and you're like, yep, I know those guys.
They are lovely. They're lovely guys. And, but this is classic meaning transfer. So you take an ordinary product, you put it somewhere extraordinary, and you hope some of that brushes off. And my problem with it, though, which I hate to criticize because explorers struggle to get money to do explorations. My problem with it, though, is generally that connection has to have some kind of emotional truth to it, not just commercial convenience. So you think of Nike and success, good. You think of Red Bull and risk, good. You think polar exploration and Colgate? And sometimes sponsorship is not about anything strategic. Sometimes sponsorship is just about someone who owns a company or high up in the company that says, look, I like these guys, I want to put money towards it, and I could think of worse things to spend your money on. So it didn't help with the sled pulling, but it helped them get there, that's for sure.
But this is my beef, really, with what's going on in the world of advertising, because that's storytelling, right? And storytelling isn't advertising. They're two entirely different things. So they can tell a story, great, just tell the story. But then they try and turn it into an ad at the end, and as a result, it all gets a bit mixed up. Where it's actually it's a good story, right? There's an opportunity for an idea. There's an opportunity to make it stick, to actually turn that into advertising. It's just a bit unfortunate. They've just sort of got a bit mixed up between storytelling and advertising.
See, I don't think it is that storytelling isn't advertising. I think they haven't told the story well. What I thought was really interesting is watching it, I was like completely cynical because I was like, why are they there? And by the end, I was getting teary. And I think it was because of that last shot of the items in that plinth. Because for me, I was like, he went to the edges of where humanity can go on this planet. It's like space on Earth. And he just took these scraps of human life with him. And one of them, like, that scrounged up toothpaste and those like half toothbrushes, they would be garbage in any other situation. In our homes would be like, that's waste. But for him, it was like these and that ritual of toothbrushing are the things that remind him that he's a person, that allow him to keep going. I think that's really interesting, and that's his really interesting human insight they didn't tap into, is that we don't brush our teeth, we brush them because we're told to. But he would continue to do it because it was his relationship with toothbrushing that made him feel human again. And that I think that normalcy, but also that taste of toothpaste. Like, most people don't switch because they like the flavour of their toothpaste.
Yeah. I think you can really feel the strategy that Colgate are trying to do come through the ad rather than letting the storytelling take over. So if you think about the toothpaste category, it's actually at the intersection of health but also beauty. And so it is quite easy for it to feel like, when you're brushing your teeth each day, like a small act of almost like vanity, or at best kind of, gross breath eradication, when in fact it is about health. And typically Colgate and Oral-B and all those guys, Sensodyne, have been about teeth protection. But then you've got all these new sort of TikTok brands coming in like High Smiles with their, you know, novelty flavours and fancy packaging and brand collabs. And so I think they're trying to bring a bit of seriousness back to it, but they've just done it a bit wrong. But if you think about like High Smiles has got the Stranger Things collab that they did, the flavour of toothpaste is Stranger Things waffle flavoured toothpaste. And I feel like that wouldn't have cut it on an Arctic exhibition. Maybe that's the point they're trying to make.
Well, just out of interest, I spent 2.5 months on Everest and never brushed my teeth once.
That was the greatest humble brag of all time. It sounds like you're telling a self-deprecating story about not brushing your teeth. But
Yes, there's a layer. I had a
every...
layer of grime that protected my teeth.
How long were you on Everest?
2.5 months.
2.5 months. Can I ask you this sincerely?
Okay.
What are you running from?
That is a good question.
Interesting side note, all my smiles are High Smiles.